You and I must make a pact. We must bring salvation back. Where there is love, I'll be there. I'll reach out my hand to you. I'll have faith in all you do. Just call my name and I'll be there.
And oh, I'll be there to comfort you, build my world of dreams around you. I'm so glad that I found you. I'll be there with a love that's strong. I'll be your strength. I'll keep holding on.
Welcome to 8,000 Miles Away. This is your host, Vic, and welcome to the channel. Welcome tonight. And I hope you guys had a nice week. All right. Let's give a standing ovation for anyone who had a good week. An intense applause. Hey, welcome to the channel. Welcome to 8,000 Miles Away. Tonight we got a really special type of topic. It's a combination of three. So we'll discuss all three during this live stream tonight. But before we begin to talk about anything, we got to talk about this NFL. I think the Eagles went down tonight. Any of you guys out there Eagle fans? I think they went down tonight. No Super Bowl this time, maybe. Not this year. I think San Francisco closed your ass out. And last night, even though I didn't give a shit about watching it, because I'm still pissed off about what happened to us, the Bears won. The Bears beat Green Bay. They squeezed by Green Bay. So the Bears and Caleb Williams will advance. That rookie sensation continues. And last but not least, yesterday, you see I'm not in the uniform. Normally I have on that I'm decked out on my Panther. But we had a home game and the bank was, and when I say the bank for y'all who don't know, that's Bank of America Stadium. The bank was bopping. It was killer. Then Cam Newton came out. I thought Cam should have had on a jersey instead of a pair of damn khakis, though. What the fuck is with the khakis, Cam? But he came out like nonchalant, like he was really surprised to be there, like, hey. But he is an extraordinary personality and loved here in Charlotte like no other person ever. And he came out and hit that drum, boom, once, boom, twice, boom, three times. And I don't know if it was 4 times or not, but he damn near broke the damn Panther drum thing. He was hitting that jump. And he electrified the crowd. And the Panthers had a wonderful game. They fought like Vikings, but they ended up short in the last part of the game because they were about to win. It was only 2 minutes left in the game. 2 minutes left, and they became rookies right there in the last 2 minutes. But all with that one and done, and the way they allowed them to run down the court. If I was Canals, I would have called a timeout and said, "What are y'all doing? They just can't. You can't let them get completions every down with no time on the clock. I mean, it's just running, not stopping. Everybody's running on the drilling, and ain't nobody getting shit done." But at the end of the day, again, they fought like Vikings. The score was 34-31. They had a 10-point expected difference to win. So everybody expected us to get blowed the hell out. But there wasn't no blowout because it was damn near upset. So we'll be back next year. Wow, wow, wow. Well, you know, so much for all that. So tonight, though, we're going to have three topics. First, I'm going to react to what I've said, an Asian woman who uh, who warns other Asians, Filipinos, to not date, marry racist men, racist MAGA rather. And that's interesting to me. I've always had in the back of my mind about that because you know I'm an old politician and an old, what do you call that, an old black activist from the South, deep down in my heart. But she warns them to not date these racist MAGAs. And I think a lot of people across the board are starting to feel that way. But the last to come around is going to be these Asians. She said, "Don't rate these MAGA nationalist men." And you know you've seen them around the Philippines, guys. You know you've seen these guys around. Put a one in the chat if you have seen MAGAs, racist MAGAs in the Philippines dating Asians. Put a one in the chat if you have seen racist MAGA men, white nationalists, or at least perceived to be, because you really don't know till you know, dating these Filipinos in the Philippines. Because we know we see them in this good old United States. They're here, no doubt about it. So when I saw this Jonathan Ross guy shoot and murder the white woman from Minneapolis, Renee Good, I didn't make much of it at first, and I wasn't gonna talk about that. That's not really the issue. But as I was scrolling through TikTok, and I saw that all the information about Renee Good, like I said, I didn't make much of it, and then I ran across multiple TikTokers that were saying we're done with the bigots, and these were Asian women saying we're done with the bigots, and everybody know traditionally Asians gravitate to white men, and we're going to talk about this in depth today. We know that Asian women have a tendency to want to get with the white men because of the colonization and the imperialism. So when you see a group of Asians coming out and saying we're done with the bigots, that lifts an eyebrow. Because that's always been the case. That's the case in the Philippines. Everybody's always talking about this and that. But that's, none of that thing. Asians like the whiteys. And I don't mean to say all white, because most, I'd say majority of 50, I'd say 60-40 of white men probably are not MAGA-leaning people. Maybe. You don't know till you know, though, right? So that sparked the interest. So I looked into this Renee Good tragic situation, and this is what I found out. Because in order to get to the topic of what I'm talking about today with the Asian woman I'm going to review, it warns Filipinos about MAGA passport, MAGA, she calls them MAGA passport brothers. We're going to talk about that. I don't like to use that label on nobody unless they are truly a passport. I don't like to use that in the negative content, but we're going to talk about that. But anyway, we're going to get to her. But in order to get to her, I had to find, what I found out was something interesting. And the first thing I want to roll up before we get into anything, I'm gonna run this clip right here so we can kind of introduce this guy Jonathan Ross. Because if you know Jonathan Ross, you know a bigot. If you know Nick Fuentes, you know a bigot. If you know Charlie Kirk, you know a bigot. If you know Donald Trump, you know a bigot. These guys are known to be saying things that are not necessarily so supportive of black people. And there are a lot of females, Asian females, that we look at and we love, they gravitate to these cats, especially in the Philippines, but in the United States as well. So, without further ado, let's introduce ourselves to Mr. Jonathan Ross, who helped me to, make this, to get this story together. Let's go. I think I have him right here. Should have it right. Yeah. Let's introduce.
If you guys don't know him, this is Jonathan Ross. This is the ICE agent shooter, and he has an immigrant Filipino wife and is an Iraqi veteran. So if you guys don't know, this is the guy that shot Renee Nicole Goods in Minnesota while she was driving away. So I looked up some stuff and researched on him, did some research on him, and here's what I found. The federal agent who shot and killed a driver in Minneapolis is an Iraq War veteran who has served for nearly 2 decades in the Border Patrol and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, according to the records obtained Thursday by the Associated Press. Jonathan Ross, who shot and killed Renee Good on Wednesday, has served as a deportation officer with ICE since 2015. Records show he was seriously injured last summer when he was dragged by the vehicle of a fleeing suspect whom he shot with a stun gun. So if y'all seen that video where she was trying to run away or drive away, the vehicle was facing him, and that probably triggered a response to where, he shot her. What do you guys think? Is it justified or not? Is it 50-50? Who's in the wrong here?
Well, that's the question. I'd like to know in the chat if y'all think, before we get into this conversation, do y'all think that she was in the wrong from what you know? A lot of people say it would have been just easier. This is what you call de-escalation. If I was to give my grandson, advice about how to handle police, I would say to completely go along with what they're saying. I would say that because these cats will shoot you with a little or nothing. But nowadays, we don't just have the police; we have ICE agents and the police, and they work as their own police state, totally against what the forces are in these different cities. This is some shit that Donald Trump had put together that he's calling legal, that's being considered legal. A police on top of a police. The only difference, these guys are masked all up, and that ain't right. So Jonathan Ross is one of those cats. Jonathan Ross is a ex-Iraqi soldier. I mean, he fit the script of a racist. Everything about him is a racist, the way he's set up. Former military, got into the military, and then now he wants to be in ICE, wants to be an ICE agent. I mean, he would probably be a police officer, but wouldn't ICE with the $50,000 a year making ass. Everybody wants to be, and then they cover their faces up. But I'm going to roll the next clip, because now that you know who he is, if you didn't know already, because he's all over national news, he's married to a Filipina. That's the part that's triggering to me. It's not triggering, but that's part of what we're going with this conversation. But before we get to that, we're going to talk a little bit more about what happened that day, so we can know the mindset of what people like him do, just to kind of remind us, because a lot of times we forget about these racist nationalists and how they do and how they operate. So I want you to put yourself in this woman's shoes. And this is what she says to him just before she dies. Roll the clip. I'm gonna cut that down. And this is her actions just before he shoots her. All she says is, "I'm not mad at you." All she said. I said, that was pretty low. I want y'all to hear that one more time. Now, the other thing you want to know is she was right there in front of our house. She lives right there. She's waiting for the agents to go by so she can go home the other way. That was part of it. And she was shot and killed. And I'm going to roll the next clip on what this guy says after it happens. And he's hysterical, but he tells the truth. Roll the clip. Because I want you to, because this right here, getting into this helps you understand these people's thinking. And then you understand why when you see one in the Philippines, when you see one in America, this is how they think. This is what's going on in their mind. Roll a clip on what this guy says about the woman, the guy, Jonathan Ross, who shot, killed, and murdered Renee Good. Roll the clip.
The first words she said to him were, "I'm not mad at you." And the last thing he said to her was, "fucking bitch," as her corpse drove away with 3 of his bullets in her goddamn face. That's how you frame this thing. That's the new angle. How many murder angles do you need to see? How many more? He shot her in the face and called her a fucking bitch. And then he got in his car and drove away while his buddies made sure an ambulance couldn't reach her. While his buddies stood around going, "Oh, guess it's getting a little warm in here, huh, fellas?" And then what happened? His boss got in a press conference as her corpse wasn't even cold yet in the snow of Minnesota and called her a fucking domestic terrorist. Then the president got on and called it a justified killing. Then the vice president got on and called her deranged. Nobody called her a mom. Nobody called her an American citizen. Nobody called her Renee Good. What they called her was in the way. And now here we are, a 4th, a 5th, a 6th angle. How many angles do you need to see before you realize our Constitution's dead?
Pretty hostile, wasn't he? Pretty hostile. You know, brothers been getting killed all along, but now they're killing white women. Broad daylight. Broad daylight, they're killing white women. And this guy, Jonathan Ross, is a perfect makeup of a person who does like that. He's been in more than one scene like that. He was pulling and dragging on a vehicle 6 months ago. I mean, he's a guy that loves his job. And then he goes home to a Filipina, the same type of Filipino that you date. What makes these Filipinos want to date these type of guys? We're going to talk about that today. That's the whole conversation. What makes these Filipinos in the Philippines decide to come all the way to the United States and date a guy like a low vibrational guy like that? That's what this conversation is about. And here's what CNN says on the angle of that vehicle, since everybody seems to think that she was trying to run him over. Roll this clip.
So, to your own mind, just watch it. Let's go through it again, though, as we point out some things here that are worth noticing in all of this. As he's walking around here, this is where she's talking to him. He seems to be smiling. You can take her delivery any way you want to. He circles around the back here. That's where he gets into, some kind of back and forth.
He's recording their license plate, and she says, we don't change our plates.
Right, which has been one of the complaints that ICE agents are always changing plates so people don't know where they are. They're trying to hide where they are. Then he starts coming around the front of the car. This is important here because look at this. As she's going back this way, look at this guy coming up here.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see in a little while how they all come together. But he goes circling around. They're now approaching that side of the car. He's coming up over here, and he comes to the front. Now watch this. You can see she is aggressively turning the wheel away from his position.
From the other guy.
Yeah, from the guy who's shooting the video here. He's standing here, and she is absolutely turning that way away from him. Then the video goes forward, and now the shots ring out, and the rest of it happens. If we put it into a split screen, it's even easier and better to see this way. Look, there he goes around the side of the car. This one, he's already talked to her. He's coming around to the other side. Now, this is the video of what's happening simultaneously. As he's circling around, and it's a little hard here, but we'll try to make sense. Now, look, these officers are out, and they're starting to approach. That's back here, behind her. So she's got her back to this happening on the other side of the car. You move forward a little bit more, and they come into sight, and now she's over here trying to get into this side of the car while the officer is trying to yank open the driver's side of the car. And watch, because you see where this camera angle is here? That means that the officer who is going to be the shooter shortly, he's just out of sight over here. You move forward a little bit more, and there he comes into view.
Right, here he is right here.
You just see him there, and he simultaneously stops shooting video and pulls his weapon as this starts to move forward, and then we have what happens next. One of the things that I think is really important to notice about this, after it has happened, we go back to the original video here. After the shooting happens, you have to ask these questions, I think. If he's taking the correct action, if he felt he was threatened and had to defend himself, every officer out there has that same responsibility. If they think someone's being threatened, including another officer, and yet not one other officer draws a weapon.
He looks like he has his hand on.
He puts his hand on his hip,
but he doesn't draw it.
He doesn't do anything. Nobody draws a weapon except for this guy. So, was he right or wrong, or were they right or wrong? And isn't that part of the equation here? Here's another question. If he was in fact hit, and I have watched all this video over and over again, I cannot conclusively say if he was hit or if he wasn't hit.
Right, it's not clear. There's a thump, but it might be the phone.
Could be any number. It's sound at that point.
Yeah.
But I do know this. If he was hit, if he was under a direct threat, how come no other officers are approaching him and saying, are you okay? Let's check on you. Because I've seen a lot of police shootings and things like this, and believe me, the other officers crowd around and say, are you okay? This is not definitive. This is one video, but it's more evidence adding to what has to be considered by all these investigators.
Are they real police officers? The question, are they real police officers? Why are they considered police officers? What training have they had to be police officers? Now, and the reason, again, a reason why we are doing this is because he is an avatar for what these nationalist thinking people are. These cops on the street, these people who have these talking tracks. It's the climate that we have here in America now because of Donald Trump. He's put together his own police force of bona fide bigots to terrorize different cities over and above already established police departments. Now, that woman got shot. That woman was in there lying and dying. And they wouldn't even try to help her get saved. They were preventing people from trying to help, give her assistance, medical assistance. Roll the next clip. Listen carefully to this one. You might miss it. I want to make sure you hear this. Roll this clip. This is the one that I want to play here. This one.
Can I go check a pulse?
No! Back up!
now. I'm a physician. I don't care. I understand. We got EMS coming. I get it.
What did he just say? He says, I'm a physician. Roll that back.
Can I go check a pulse? No. Back up. Now. I'm a physician. I don't care. I understand. We got EMS coming. I get it.
I'm a physician. I just want to check her pulse. Back up. I don't care. We have EMS coming. But he's a physician. No, back up. I don't care. You can't get to him. I just want to check her pulse. I'm a physician. Still won't allow her to get help. And you know what ended up happening? Shot clear dead in the face. Shot straight in the face more than one time. Multiple times. By this guy, this animal you call me right here. These racist people that's in this country. When they get a gun. And he called her a fucking bitch. He literally did call it. That guy was not making that up. Just before he took her out. Eric Stalwall, congressman, speaks on it. Roll the clip.
This is the glove compartment of Renee Good. 37-year-old mom, 3 kids. She wasn't a terrorist. She wasn't a criminal. She was a mom. There's no weapon in that glove compartment. There's no knife, no gun, no explosive. Stuffed animals. Any one of us with young kids knows what that glove compartment looks like. It's a distraction device. It's a bribery tool. It's a way to keep your kids calm when they're acting out in the car. She had a baby to go home to. A 6-year-old who is now orphaned, who lost his father just 2 years ago. So you want to defend this? You want to defend the murder of this mom? You want to root on and cheer for her being shot in the face 3 times? Unfortunately, this is where we have been heading from the start. It was just a matter of time. When you hire masked thugs, of course, it's going to get increasingly horrible.
Killing American citizens, guys. Not just, immigrants. They've turned on American citizens. This woman was across the street from my house. They call her a terrorist. She was just trying to go in the lane to get home. Granted, she probably should have got out of the car or, maybe it's something she could have complied more to what the officer does. But a lot of people have issues with these guys because they know they are a piece of shit. This is what the Minnesota police chief of that town says about that group, ISIS. They call themselves officials that Donald Trump stands up behind. And J.D. Vance, the president, stood up and then defended and stood behind whatever she said. And his cabinet and all of them just stood there and said, this is justified. Self-defense. This is what the Minnesota police officers say. And this is what a lot of police chiefs say in various cities and towns over and above this racist police state or whatever crap that Donald Trump has put together in this country in the past 2 years. And it's only going to get worse. The man got 2 or 3 more years. Next clip.
Good afternoon. I'm Rochelle Bilal, the sheriff for the city and county of Philadelphia. And I say her name, Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. We made good. This should not have happened, but we're here today. Let know that law enforcement professionals, real ones, not the fake made-up ICE, probably Trump's new army to attack citizens of the United States. Did you hear what I said? No law enforcement professional wears a mask. None. None. Those that come into our communities wearing a mask to commit crime, thank God for our district attorney, Larry Krasner, who said he's going to lock them up. And I'm saying now, we are not going to whisk you away for them to hide your identity, because when you do it there, you get arrested there. No whisk away for them to hide you. None of that here. None of that here. Law enforcement professionals do not shoot at moving vehicles. I'm not saying fleeing, because she wasn't fleeing. She was getting out of the way. Law enforcement professionals do not stand in front of moving vehicles invoking an action that is illegal. No, we don't. And so we stand here today with all those who stand against the made-up, fake, what you can call ICE, professional law enforcement. I don't call them none of that. I call them made-up, fake, wannabe law enforcement. Because what they do is against not only legal law, but the moral law. So I'm with the DA, and we will work with them. If any of them want to come in this city and commit a crime, you will not be able to hide. Nobody will whisk you off. You don't want this smoke, because we will bring it to you. And the fake, whatever they call them, because I can't say the name, but the criminal in the White House will not be able to keep you from going to jail. Renee Good should be here today. And to her family, we are saying law enforcement professionals are not the ones here in this city.
This is the police chief saying that the president can't keep justice away from this guy, Jonathan Ross. Now remember, this channel is geared toward, travel in the Philippines. And I'm saying, Filipino women, why are y'all dating these low vibrational men? Why? If you have enough social media to know about this and that, you have enough social media to know that when you're dating a low vibrational man, and then you come to America with him, what do you expect to happen? Shout out to JT 9354C2. What's going on with you, babe? He says the police attacked Black people first, but has spread to more over time. Now, major injustice to American people. You damn Skippy. And this could happen to you. And we're going to talk about this. Not only are we going to talk about how Asian women are dating these low vibrational men, and because they think they're the prize, but we're going to talk about how them just being racist altogether. Just a little. We're going to touch on it just a little bit. So shout out to you, JT. I would give you the introduction that I normally do, but we're on a kind of a serious topic for the moment. But I'll catch up with you later when we ease it down just a little bit. Tonight's topics are pretty serious across the board. Not as much fun and games. But anyway, JT, welcome to the channel. We're here every Thursday and Sunday at 9 o'clock, my friend. All right. And again, welcome to the channel. Thank you, brother. And welcome back to the channel. My man Josh is in the house. What's up, babe? Good to see you, Josh. We're talking about low vibrational white men that date Asian women. Basically racist, if you want to know the truth about it. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a couple other things. And we're going to close the live stream after we get through those things. But let's keep it going. Kind of got off track there. When that Minnesota woman said that, all I can say is this. What you say, Future? Roll.
Chase a chick, never chase a bitch. Chase no bitch. Mask on, fuck it, mask on. Mask on, fuck it, mask on. Mask on.
That's right. That's right. Mask off. Mask off. Mask off. Take them fucking masks off. Next clip. All right. Let's take Josh down for a second. Josh, welcome to the chat, Josh. Always happy to see you, brother. All right, now, yeah, you can't make much difference because if you're a police, like I'm like the woman of Minnesota. What police officer have you seen with a damn mask on? If you're a real official police officer, why the fuck do you have on a mask? Doesn't that remind you of something else? Put a 1 in the chat, guys, if you think that reminds you of something else. That's not how police work is done. Police people don't hide. They fuck up. They're prejudiced. They pass judgment on black people all the time for years. But they do not put masks over their face and harass everyday people. Here's another story, and the reason why I'm getting to this because I'm telling you, these men, they go over to the Philippines and get Filipino women and bring them here. Or they stay in the Philippines with them when they got fucked up records and mental issues. This woman right here is a beautiful black woman. And this is what happened to her at the hands of ICE. Just New Year's Day, not that long ago. Roll the clip.
My name is Anaya Porter. My father's name was Keith Porter Jr. My father's dead. He was killed by an off-duty ICE agent. It was unjust. And I've seen things I don't like, and I want to remind people that this is real life. This is my real life. This isn't news. This is an article I can just swipe away on. My dad's dead. Please respect him. Say his name. Fuck ICE and Black Lives Matter. Justice for Keith Porter Jr.
That is Keith Porter Jr. Right there, you're looking at it. A gentleman named Keith Porter Jr. New Year's Day. See if I can get. I'm on the wrong thing, guys. Hold on. Hold on. Oh. Hello. Can y'all hear me? Oh, there we go. I'm back with it. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, that's Keith Porter right there. And I want y'all to know, I want to ask y'all, does he look like an immigrant? Does he not? Is that gentleman look, he's just a younger version of what I would be. He's just a young man, and he was murdered by ICE. She saw his daughter, and what he was doing, he was using a firearm in a celebratory way on New Year's Day, something that we all have seen before all our life. But ICE shot and killed him. ICE now. The hell they doing out on New Year's Day, I don't know. But they were. And they killed him. What in the hell does that have to do with immigration? Not a damn thing, right? So they're killing white women in broad daylight. They're killing black people as they always do anyway. You know, and then they justify it with J.D. Vance and his and getting on TV and saying that we don't give a shit. It's justified. So let me take JD down. Because tonight we're gonna talk about JD. We're gonna talk about the sexual laws in Thailand, and we're gonna touch on this guy here in the Philippines, pro traveler, just a little bit. That's after we get into my monologue about these low vibrational racists that are out there. And again, this is Jonathan. This is the guy we're talking about right here. And he was married to a Filipino woman that just got citizenship. So he would typically be considered a passport bro by many. But he is not a passport bro. He's a racist, a bigot. That's what he is. So my question is, why do Asian women, Filipinos, Vietnamese, and other Asian women continue to hook up with these low vibrational men? Why do they do it? If y'all can tell me why they do it, put that in the chat. Why do Asian women continue to hook up with low vibrational men at all costs? But they're waking up. There's a sisterhood, even with Asian women, and they're speaking against dating these type of men and marrying them because they're controlling, they're manipulative, and they have low self-esteem, and they're there to get and really treat these women like shit. I mean, I know this is totally opposite than the kind of a red pill conversation I normally have, but it needs to be talked about. Roll the next clip on what this Asian woman right here says about dating these type of men. Roll the clip.
The ICE agent who's literally a murderer's wife being Asian is not surprising at all to me. It's not surprising at all. JD Vance's wife being a woman of color is not surprising at all to me either. Because you know what? These old white conservative men love to fetishize and sexualize women of color, but they do not actually respect them as full human beings, full autonomous human beings. They don't respect their rights. They don't respect their privileges or their ideologies. But of course, they sexualize them and they fetishize them, and they're willing to have kids and procreate with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is a tale as old as time. Okay, I see it all the time in the club. Like the guy that will be yapping the most about how much he loves Trump loves to go and get dances with women of color, right? Or the guys on the dating apps, even in the dating apps. You know, like my thing is turned up to 100, okay? The amount of old white conservative men that still swipe on me, even though my thing clearly says liberal, is astounding to me. And a lot of the times too, like you'll go and meet and you won't even know. Maybe they won't say it in their profile or whatever. I'll go on a date and then they start talking about their ideologies. It's insane too, especially if it's like their second marriage or whatever. Their first wife, they'll go on and on like, oh, my first wife was white and now I'm trying to try something new. Like it's astounding, but it's a tale as old as time. If you want to go way far back in history, that's the reason why so many of us are mixed. Like, if you really think about it, these old white conservative men will literally fetishize and sexualize you, but they won't respect you as human beings, okay? And I have a friend that's like an example of this, who's married to somebody who's a Trump supporter. When they met, she to this day doesn't really speak good English. You know what I'm saying? I've traveled to places like Mexico, Thailand, Colombia. The amount of old white conservative men that are there that are fetishizing and sexualizing these women is crazy, okay? So them being attracted to other women is not really surprising to me.
Next clip.
Yeah, his wife's Asian. Are you guys actually surprised? This is the ICE agent that shot and killed Renee Good in cold blood on video. People seem surprised that his wife is a Filipina, an immigrant. But we already saw this with Derek Chauvin, who murdered George Floyd and had an Asian wife. And we already know white supremacists have an Asian fetish. And it's been heavily covered here. The Washington Post, Vice, and the New York Times.
Before I roll to the next clip, there are 3 comments I'm gonna bring up. Josh put a 1 in the chat. JT put a 1 in the chat. JT came back and said only undercover men wear a mask to protect their cover. And then Josh says whiter complexion. That's right. And I will play the next clip. Now, this is from a white woman, but she calls Jonathan Ross a passport bro. Now, I'll pull back on that, but at the same time is she makes some good points. Roll the clip.
So Jonathan Ross is a passport bro. His wife is from the Philippines. Shocker. What did I tell y'all? These Republican men can't find women that won't leave them here. So they find women from other countries they can financially control and hold their immigration status over their heads. Can you imagine what that ICE agent would say to that woman in their fights? I imagine he said some of the most disgusting shit you've ever fucking heard.
So before I get in my monologue, because we're about to start the monologue now, I'm going to run the intro really quickly. And, I always get something cold back there to lighten the mood. And we'll get this popping, baby. Because we got something to talk about. We're gonna talk about this Asian fetish thing. We're gonna talk about this control, these low vibrational men that want to date Asians. Let's get it. Okay. All right. So, welcome back to 8,000 Miles Away. And I'd like for you to like, share, subscribe to 8,000 Miles Away. And, we are steadily on our way to growing. And we bring this to you every Thursday and Sunday night at 9 o'clock, no matter what. Even on holidays, we did it. We managed to get it out. Virginia's jealous. She told me, she said, "You're too dedicated." I said, "I'm dedicated to them, to that white man when I'm making that money. Why wouldn't I be dedicated to something else like this? At least it's mine. Whatever it is ours." Sometimes you got to put a woman in there, and they put them in there, let them know what the hell the deal is, man. They be on some bullshit sometimes. They come out their mouths fucked up sometimes. Be like, "What? What did you say?" You must be kidding me. But anyway, guys, I've always noticed something, but I never really stopped to fully process it until now. And this is what I'm talking about. I've seen a pattern for years. Older white men, heavy on that MAGA shit, supporters, MAGA supporters, and many of them privileged, prejudiced, and even openly bigoted in their home countries, who go overseas, especially to Asia, and marry Asian women. You see that? And when they bring these women back to America, something changes. The control shows up. The lack of respect for her culture shows up. The disdain for the people of color shows up. And sometimes even disrespect toward the Filipinas or the Asian woman's own family shows up. And this forces us to ask some very uncomfortable questions. Now, as I was saying, I was scrolling through TikTok, and I ran into this TikToker named Kamachi Cakes. And that's who we're going to be reviewing on the first part of this live stream. I ran across her, and she was reacting to your boy, Jonathan there, the bigot who killed that woman. But she was going a little deeper, so I'm going to take it even further deep than that tonight, because I've been meaning to talk about this as soon as I got an opportunity to, but it had to be the right time. So now there's a TikToker named Kamachi Cakes. She came out swinging, and she started saying right from the beginning, "Fuck ICE." And she immediately connected to this case to a much bigger conversation. She talked about the Minnesota Star Tribune interview with the father of this Jonathan guy, Ross guy. His father described him as a conservative Christian. That's that key word, conservative Christian. And said he would never hurt anybody. Don't they always say that? But he killed that woman in cold blood and called her a fucking bitch. Explain that to me. Standard script. But the conversation shifted when they asked Jonathan Ross about his wife. When they asked about Jonathan Ross's wife, who is Filipina, and they asked about her citizenship status, the nigga went mute. He went silent. And Miss Cakes said she wasn't surprised, not a bit. That's what the Asian woman said. So I'm going to run her clip, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk about this shit. But before I get into that, there's a comment right here from the original man. Better late than never. What's up, original man? What's up with you, baby? We talking about low vibrational white men that go to the Philippines and marry and take these Filipinos overseas. And a lot of times they be like guys like this Jonathan Ross cat that killed the white woman, shot her dead in the face and called her a fucking bitch. But these Filipino women continue to date these guys. And the Philippines is full of guys, women, relationships like that with these MAGA lovers that are a little racial. A little white nationalists in their ass. And I wonder where that's coming from. I wonder why that is. Because you can be bad, but you must have standards, Filipinas. You don't pick any and everybody. So I'm going to run her clip, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about it. Let's run the clip. I'm going to put her on the solo camera without me, guys. Let's do that. I'm going to put her on the solo camera. She's on there. She's about 4 minutes long. Let's get it.
Before I start this video, I want to make it abundantly fucking clear. Fuck ICE. If you are a child of immigrants and you have an immigrant family and you're not saying fuck ICE, fuck you. Now we know who the murderer is who executed Renee Nicole Good. His name is Jonathan Ross. And the Minnesota Star Tribune interviewed Jonathan Ross's dad. And his dad said he's a good person. He would never harm anyone, blah, 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 blah. You know the spiel. Then they asked him about Jonathan Ross's wife, who happens to be Asian. She is Filipina. She's from the Philippines, guys. They asked Jonathan's dad about her citizenship status. His dad declined to comment. Didn't say anything. Am I the least bit surprised? Am I the least bit shocked that Jonathan Ross's wife is Asian? No. This is a tale as old as time, guys. Tale as old as time. These racist white men, these white nationalists, these white supremacists, always have an Asian partner, an Asian wife, an Asian girlfriend. Always. So I'm not even the least bit shocked or surprised. And I'll take it even a little bit further. Jonathan Ross looks like a passport bro. It would not be surprising to me if that man went to the Philippines multiple times and found his wife in the Philippines. I would not even be shocked or surprised about that. Because he looks like a passport bro. And honestly, I need my Asian sisters. All of my Asian sisters, East, Southeast, South Asians. I need us to release ourselves. Release ourselves from dating and being with mediocre, ugly white men. Okay? And I really need a lot of you to unpack and unlearn a lot of, like, this. Okay? Imperialism has done a number on us. White supremacy has really done a number on us because some of you bird-brained bitches think that white men are the prize. Yeah, that's why some of you are with them, because you think that white men are the prize. And you, newsflash, we're never going to be white. They're never going to look at us as equals, okay? Your proximity to whiteness, trying to be white adjacent just because you marry a white man and you have half white children is not... doesn't work, okay? I need some of you to stop thinking that they are the prize. They're not the prize. You're marrying racist white men, white supremacists, white nationalists who would not defend you or your family. Nope. And you know what? I'm almost positive that there is some sort of violence going on in the home as well, because if Jonathan Ross can do that to a woman who did nothing, if he can do that to her, I cannot imagine what is going on in that household with his Filipino wife. And I really hope that his wife is safe. But I heard they're in hiding right now. But men who act like that, that's their reaction. They get angry that fast. There's some sort of violence going on in the house. I'm almost positive. And the fact that these internet sleuths, like the internet sleuths, went and found his wife's Facebook. They've been married since 2012, apparently. And they've been taking like pictures from her Facebook. I don't know if it's still up. She might have locked it. I don't know. But Jonathan, we know what you look like. I'm pretty sure the FBI showed up at his house and they didn't confiscate it for evidence purposes. They took his stuff so that way they could help him hide. Because he's in hiding right now with his wife. When I found out that Jonathan Ross's wife was Asian, the way my eyes rolled to the back of my head so fast and so hard, okay? I was like, God, are you serious? And like, I'm not, like I said, I'm not surprised that his wife is Asian, but why? U.S. imperialism really did a number on us.
Y'all hear me? I just want to make sure. So there are 5 comments in the, before I get into my monologue about this, let me see if I can see these comments. Josh says they are, that are very active. Josh says they are stupid autocorrect. DJ is in the house. What's up, DJ, man? I'm glad to see you back. Tell her to look at Peter Scully, the destruction of Daisy. Hell, I might want to look at that. I don't know what you mean by that. Maybe I missed something. All right. DJ says black men don't roll like that. That's right. And then Carlos says, what's up, Vic? So, yeah, man. Welcome everybody to the chat. And let's go back here. Okay. Welcome everybody to the chat. And what this Asian woman is really pointing out, her name is Cakes, but what she's pointing out isn't about one man alone. One man alone. She's talking about a pattern that Asian women across the world have noticed for decades. Racial nationalists, white supremacist thinking, men who openly disrespect people of color, but somehow always seem to have an Asian partner. You see that in the Philippines, you see that all over, in America, everywhere. You see it in America, you see it in the Philippines, you see it in Southeast Asia. And that contradiction is exactly what she is actually calling out. You gotta love her for that. She argues that many women agree that for some of these men is not love. It's a fetish. It's control. It's the belief that Asian women are docile, submissive, and easy to dominate, easy to mold, and easily to isolate from their cultures and their family. And that is bullshit. Asian women are not all that submissive. They may be cooperative. They may be somewhat docile, but they are not submissive. They make their points known. They have standards like hell. And y'all as Filipino women need to stand up and not take the bullshit. Oh, I mean, I know I'm supporting women for the moment, because I don't like to see that shit. It just burns my ass when I see a damn beautiful Filipino with a fucking racist ass MAGA person. It's just something I don't like, man. Maybe I'm getting too old or something, but it's just fucked up. So it's the belief that it's the new mindset. It's a mindset that's over 50 years old. A mindset that comes from a version of America where certain men thought that they were kings simply because they were white and male. That's where it comes from. Now, She and other people on that panel that I've played like to call her, use the label passport bro. And let me do this. Here's where I respectfully push back from that chick. Miss Cakes, I understand your point. I'm with you 100%. You calling Jonathan Ross a passport brother, and any of you others that call him a passport brother, I don't agree to that label. Not because I'm defending him, because he ain't worth a shit, but because words matter. That's the problem with the movement of the passport bro right now. Words matter. A real passport bro, y'all tell me this. Tell me if I'm hitting it on 100 today. A real passport bro, in its purest definition, is a man who travels to experience other cultures, other people, other ways of life, food, language, values, and realizes that there may be a better way of living or a better way of life than what's offered back home. If that relationship develops, if a relationship develops while he is doing that, and it comes out of natural situation, out of that experience, so be it. But that's what a passport bro is. So if he meet a woman naturally while he's over there, so be it. It's just part of the deal. People meet. But what we're talking about here isn't that. This is not exploitation. This is not cultural appreciation. This is a racist white man with an Asian fetish, looking for control, not connection. And when she says he looks like a passport bro, I have to ask, what in the hell does a passport bro look like? To me, what he looks like is a Maga ideologist with a superiority complex. And those two things are not the same. Now, Ms. Cakes goes on even further, and she calls out Asian women everywhere, East Asia, South Asia, to stop centering around mediocre white men as the prize. She says that imperialism did a number on us. She says that white supremacy did a number on us. She says something that made a lot of people uncomfortable, but it doesn't make it false. She said proximity to whiteness does not equal protection. I'm gonna say that again because she said proximity to whiteness does not make you equal. And she says that mixed kids does not guarantee you respect. And marriage does not magically erase racism. That's what she said. So I'm going to get into this a little bit more, but I got to stop because there are 9 comments I need to read. And I'm going to read my comments before I go further. Where did it stop at? Okay, way back up here. Hold on, go back up. Okay. DJ says, black men don't roll like that. I think I read that. Carlos says, what's up, Vic? DJ comes back and says, that's some crazy-ish fam. Peter Scully's crazy. I'm going to look into that. DJ. Josh says, what I just said was when the term passport bro is used as a broader term, it demonizes all will, not focusing on the real monster who did what they did. Damn right. That's what I think we're saying the same thing. The same thing. Carlos says that Derek Chauvin's wife was Asian. That's what the woman was saying. That's true. That's what we're saying. These guys are marrying Asian women, and where's this shit coming from? Why are Asian women marrying these low vibrational men? When there's beautiful black men out here you can get. Not to be bullshit, but that's where, hey, it is what it is. DJ came back and says, when white men see me with an Asian girl, they go crazy because I got the top of the line. You damn right, man. I heard you say you had a dime because they jealous and they hateful. Hey, push it in their face one time and damn to say something, bro. I'm loving that comment. I'm loving that comment. DJ comes back and say, no, you're right. Those YTs segregate all day. Josh comes back and said, if I were to call it for what it is, a lot of these men view women as sleeves. Sleeves, okay? Josh comes back and says, to call it for what it is, a lot of these women just view them as sleeves, not human beings. Correct. DJ comes back and says, Derek Chauvin's wife is the same girl as my girl, LOD. It's a loss. She's a loss. Is that loss? Like loss? I think you're saying that. Those are some beautiful, dark-skinned creatures, man. Them some beautiful girls, man. They're right there on the border of what's that called? What's the area where all the beautiful ties are, y'all? Where they having the war at night? Well, Zoom girls from there. Damn, it slips my mind. If y'all put it in the chat what the area is where all the beautiful Thai girls come from. It's in one little area. It's just way from my mind right now, but I know exactly where I'm coming from with that one. Josh comes back and says, I already hear from Average Men Unplugged. Oh yeah, Average Man Unplugged. Shout out to his name is Juwan Jerome. How he gets certain looks at the Philippines, out of the Philippines, by older white gentlemen who basically view themselves as the only ones who should be out there. You damn Skippy. See, we loving this chat. Come on, chat. Come on, chat. Y'all agreeing with me. Location. Isan, brother. That's it. Isan. Thanks for the shout out. It's Isan. Original man says Thailand. Original man says Vietnam. Beautiful women in Vietnam, too. Beautiful women in Vietnam. Original man. So I want to talk just a little bit about colorism, because that's where it all stems from. Now let's talk a little bit about colorism, because it's real and it needs to be addressed. In many Asian cultures, lighter skin has been falsely associated with higher status, and that shit needs to stop. Beauty and worth, and that didn't come out of nowhere. It came from centuries of colonization, obviously, Western domination, and media conditioning. Filipinos, Thai women, especially, you are not, I'm talking to y'all. I know some of y'all, at least Virginia, who is more of a mystique type. Sometimes I wish she was a little bit more color, had a little bit more color, but she's just a good person. So that's me, Bob. But she gets a little dark. She's a lot darker than she was when she used to. She's out in the sun more now. But so in many Asian cultures, lighter skin has been falsely associated with higher status, beauty, and worth. But it didn't come from nowhere. It came from centuries of colonization, Western dominance, and media conditioning. Filipino and Thai women especially, you are not less than because your natural beauty skin tone. I got to talk to y'all like I do the sisters. But the sisters already know now because they done come up. That's why they talking so much shit. They know they beautiful. Now it's time for you Asian women of color to really start to appreciate your color. Hell, the niggas, the white boys that come over there looking for the darker ones anyway. Damn, I be trying to tell these women. Every chance I get to talk to a dark-skinned Filipino or a dark-skinned Thai woman, I'm going to tell them every day, you're beautiful the way you are. And you keep being you. But they ain't going to believe it, but it's going to take all of us to tell them that. Now, we might be fucking the game up and blowing their head up by doing that, but they need to stop with this whiteness shit. You're not here to audition for whiteness, Carol. Ladies, you're not here to audition for whiteness. You're not here to prove your value through proximity to a freaking white man. Stop the fucking madness. You are already enough as who you are. I tell them that. U.S. imperialism didn't just invade countries, it invaded their minds. It invaded the minds. It reshaped beauty standards. It reshaped power dynamics. It reshapes people who believe. It reshaped people who believe was valuable. And decades later, we're still unpacking that same bullshit. So on this segment here, I'm going to close with this before we get into what has changed in Thailand. So there's been some changes in Thailand. We're going to talk about that too. Let me say this clearly. Maga ideology is archaic. It's rooted in control, hierarchy, and fear. And you cannot dominate people into love. You cannot control women into respect. And Asian women are not meek, docile accessories for insecure men looking to feel power again. Filipinas, I need you to stay on business. Asian ladies, I need you to stay on business and respect who God made you and choose dignity over desperation. You are not the prize because of who you married. You're the prize because of who you are. You understand me, you beautiful creatures? You are the prize for who you are. And I land the plane on that. Drop mic, baby. There are 4 comments before we go to the next segment. I'll talk a little bit about this. Zoom talked about it last night, so he stole my thunder. And he should, because he's from over there. He's over there now. But this can only be talked about 1,000,000 times for you ninjas who going overseas and been doing shit like you've been doing, because there's some changes in the motherfucking land. Smile. But before we get to that, I'm gonna look at these comments here. Original man says Thailand. Original man says Vietnam. Original man says Cambodia. DJ says not as pretty as Lao women. You know, damn it, DJ, you gonna Virginia, don't get mad at me. Damn DJ trying to make me slip up and try damn Lao woman, man. Are you testing me, brother? I can't wait to get over there. I'm strong enough though, bro. I'm committed to the game. You know, once I'm in, I'm in. Damn it, boy, I swear. DJ says white means dollars with Thai and Panays. Original man says facts. So on that note, I'm going to pivot. I'm going to switch gears just a little bit. Hold on. Hope I ain't making too many moves with this thing on. I'm going to switch gears just a little bit. And we're going to talk about this right here. So we're going to talk about, where's that at? I probably didn't even put it in there, though. Am I crazy? We're going to talk about this right here. Did I put that in here? I hope I did. On. On. Actually, I did, but I might not see if it's still in here. Oh, there. Okay, great. So, yeah, we're going to talk about this right now. We're going to switch gears, and we're going to talk about this right here for a second, because this right here is going to impact a lot of you brothers. I think you over there too, DJ, so I hope you watched Richie's show the other day, because this is kind of a replay of it from my perspective. But anyway, we're going to talk about what's going on now. They got some new laws there. And they got some new laws there. We got some new laws there, and we're going to talk about it just for a minute. So let's get it.
Hello, Thailand.
All right. So there's been some changes in late 2025 that we're going to need to discuss about the Land of Smiles. I actually saw it a couple of days before Zoom put it on blast, but it can only be talked about enough because we all need to know, for the people that may have missed it on the Zoom. So I saw it and I said, damn, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. So I had to bring it up and share it and talk about it. So I've got a clip from a Pattaya-based law firm breaking down the new sex-related laws passed in late 2025 and are now going to impact expats and travelers in Thailand moving forward. And it's important information, so we're going to get into it. So guys, you ninjas over there, you know I love you ninjas. You made it over there, and we love you over there, but you need to walk with purpose, baby, because it is what it is. So hey, take this down right here. Take that down, take that down, take that down, take that down. Take down Original Man for a second. There we are. You killing me with the loud women, man. You saw Zoom's video? Well, it's kind of a replay of that, so from my perspective, but so ninjas, we're gonna walk with a purpose. We're gonna walk with a purpose, and we ain't gonna let these chicks like this get us.
Scrolling. Damn. Take a look. Shorty bad as hell. Let her cook. She got my attention. Now I'm hooked. Baby, what you serving? She serving looks. Stop scrolling. Take a look. Shorty bad as hell.
Yeah. The Land of Smiles, baby. The Land of Smiles is about to change.
Welcome to Beach Road, Pattaya. The line between paradise and sin is razor thin here. By day, it's palm trees, ocean breeze, and tourists snapping selfies. But when the sun drops, this place transforms. Neon lights flicker to life. The bars crank up the music, and the street becomes a living, breathing marketplace of desire and desperation. You'll see them, the freelancers, the ladyboys, the dreamers, and the survivors. Every night they line the sidewalks, waiting under the yellow glow of street lamps. Each one has a story, some chasing money, others chasing freedom, and some just trying to survive one more night. Many came from small villages up north, hoping to build a better life. But here, beauty is the product, and companionship is the hustle. Beach Road is like an open-air nightclub that never ends. The ocean breeze carries the smell of salt and perfume. Motorbikes whiz by, laughter echoes from the bars, and the negotiations are quiet but constant. A look, a smile, a short conversation, a deal. Everyone knows the game, and everyone plays it. Then there are the tourists, the backpackers, the retirees, the lost souls with cheap flights and cheaper expectations. Some come for the sunshine, others for the illusion of connection. It's a place where you can buy a fantasy for the price of a few drinks, where middle-aged men feel young again, and loneliness takes a night off. But underneath the flashing lights and fake smiles lies something real, a raw, unfiltered reflection of human desire. Beach Road doesn't pretend to be moral or clean. It's honest in its chaos. Here, everyone is searching for something. Money, love, escape, or just someone to talk to. And when the night fades and the waves roll in with the morning light, the street goes quiet. The girls go home, the tourists sleep it off, and the city resets itself. But as the sun dips again, the same lights will flicker back on. The same faces will return to the pavement, and Beach Road will breathe again, alive, unapologetic, and endlessly real.
Let's talk about the changes from the law firm of Anglo Sam. I'm going to share this clip, and you guys, if you didn't see Zoom, you need to see this. Okay. Share screen. I'll run the clip.
It's 2026 and the landscape in Thailand has again changed, especially with whereby the next part will be frequently asked questions and answers to give you factually based scenarios backing up what could and could not be offences now within Thailand. My name is John. I'm a British and international lawyer, backed up by in-house Thai lawyers, barristers, accountants, and consultants. My job here in Anglo-Sam Legal is the Client Affairs Manager. This morning I'm here with my colleague Ashley.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm a junior lawyer here at Anglo-Sam Legal.
So today we're here to discuss the major changes to Thai sexual offences, which came into force on the 30th of December 2020. strict and all-encompassing. The law has modernized, categorized as lesser offenses. Oral sex is now rape.
Hold up, man.
The law explicitly states that penetration of the mouth by a sexual organ is rape. As alteration.
All right. I'm sure y'all can hear me in the chat. I don't know if y'all. Yeah. Oh, okay. My audio is back. Am I back? I should be back. I should be back. Can y'all hear me? So it went down, bro. It went down. You know how stuff do, man. It went down. So I'm gonna screen share and slide that back in there. If I can. It lets me. Screen share. There we go. Screen share. We'll be giving a brother a hard way to go. Okay, so we are back or not? All right, take that down. Get it down. No, not large. There we are.
The victim to penetrate the offender is now prosecuted. As spouse.
What killed me, bro, is he said that oral sex is considered a crime. So you getting some, if you getting that neck, you can't even get that neck, bro. I mean, I'm thrown on that one now. I don't know how they're gonna figure how that work out, but he did say that. I'm just trying to figure that out. But anyway, let's roll the clip.
As rape. Marital rape. There is no exception for spouses. Forcing a spouse to have sex is criminal rape. Here's an events, sexual harassment. Probably originated in the West, we probably all governed about in our home countries. It's here now in Thailand. For the first time, sexual harassment is a specific criminal offence in Thailand. This targets acts that cause annoyance, shame, or fear, even without physical contact. So what counts as harassment? Catcalling, making lewd jokes, commenting on someone's body, unwanted flirting, whistling, leering, intrusively staring, making suggestive hand signs, sending unsolicited lewd messages, obscure pictures, or sexually charged comments on social media or apps. Persistently following, watching, or monitoring someone online or offline. General harassment penalties are up to 1 year in prison. Repeated acts of stalking, if you disrupt someone's daily life, the penalty doubles to 2 years in prison. Online public harassment harasses someone in public or via computer systems, social media, Line, WhatsApp, etc., up to 3 years in prison. This is a significant piece of legislation, and it is all-encompassing. What people did yesterday or the day before is now potentially criminal offences for which you face lengthy periods in custody. And remember, if you're sentenced to 3 years or more in Thailand, you can be deported and undoubtedly you will be blacklisted. So the ramifications are not just the sentence itself, it's what comes after. Are you going to be made to leave Thailand? Can you come back to Thailand? This is significantly important if you live here with a family or in retirement. It affects how your life will continue. New powers of workplace and abuse. The law is particularly harsh on those who abuse a position of authority. This section serves as a strict warning to managers, teachers, employers, etc. Made by some of the victim, for example, a boss harassing a subordinate or a teacher harassing a student, the penalty increases to up to 3 years imprisonment. Indecent acts versus harassment.
Now, for you guys that are in the United States that are listening in on this, y'all thinking about going to Thailand, y'all need to really listen to this shit because, you're going to go over there and act like a fucking fool. Like D just said that this for these YTs over there doing that bullshit, that fool. I'm speaking from my community, the brothers. Now these Indian motherfuckers over there, they need to be listening to this by this law firm too, because these laws are there and they may not be implemented, but they can be. They can be, and if you know they can be, you need to check yourself or you wreck yourself. Brothers always have a good reputation when they go overseas. Only a few of us fuck up. That's why I got so mad about the Floyd shit, because only a few fuck up. He's a criminal. But when you listen to shit like this, you need to process it and make sure that that's in the back of your mind is how you move and shit. Now I'm gonna listen to just a little bit more of this, and then I'm gonna cut it short because you can go to his page yourself and read over this. He's Anglo Semi Legal, easy to find, easy to know. But let's listen to a little bit more of him before we go to the next segment. If I can.
It's vital to understand the distinction between the new harassment law and the existing indecent law acts. Harassment is no touching, so it can be verbal, visual, digital. Indecent act, any sexual thing without consent is charged as an act. The difference, an indecent act is a severe offence of harassment carrying up to 10 years prison. Do not mistake unwanted touching for harassment in the eyes of law. It's a major crime. The courts, after sentence, can introduce protective orders, essentially stopping you or restraining you from attempting to contact, following, harassing, etc., the plaintiff or the complainant for up to 2 years. Breaching these orders is a breach of the order and carries a further 6 months. Again, you'll all recognize these offences from back home, whether you live in Australia, Germany, America, UK. We all have very similar legislation. Now, Thailand has it too. General bullying. Now, this is a big one too. Legal change to Section 397. The amendment also updates the law regarding general bullying or intimidation that is not sexual in nature. The offence is where acts cause shame, annoyance, or persecution. The penalty is financial. However, if it occurs in public or in front of officials, you can be imprisoned up to 1 month. In summary, the teasing defence is dead. We all, including expats, must adjust our behaviour to align with these strict standards. Intent versus impact. It doesn't matter if you didn't mean it or were just joking. The law judges this based on the impact on the victim and what a reasonable person in Thai society considers offensive. So, for a UK national, it's the reasonable person's test. The man on the London bus. Digital footprints are dangerous. A lewd text, message, comment, picture on social media, etc., or via line, WhatsApp, you name it, is punishable by up to 3 years in prison. Strict consent. With the definition of rape expanded, the age of consent is strictly enforced. Assume nothing. Ensure clear, enthusiastic consent in all interactions. Zero tolerance in the office. Professional boundaries must be absolute. The enhanced penalties for abuse of power mean the workplace affairs or flirting with subordinates carry immediate risks. Now, don't get me wrong. I work with a brilliant team here, both male and female. Do we have banter? Do we have a joke in the office? Yes, we do. However, now we all have to look at this. I don't think we're going to change very much in the office because we work in a good situation. None of the jokes or banter or offensive or of a sexual nature. We just enjoy what we do. That is perfectly all. When you overstep, that's when problems can assist. So, Ashley, obviously these new rules and laws are now in effect. We started to see on social media that celebrities, movie stars, etc., politicians are already using these offences. From your point of view as a Thai lawyer, how do you think this is going to change the concept of the law in Thailand, and what's your kind of take?
Okay. So firstly, I would like to mention about rational necessity of the American Amendment Act to the Criminal Code as set out in the Statement of Principle and Reasons, which was prepared during the drafting process. And I quote from the statement that this amendment responds to the increasing prevalence of sexual violence and sexual threats in society. Under the previous law, such conduct was treated merely as a minor offense, punishable by a maximum of 1 month's imprisonment or a fine that up to 10,000 baht. Now, this lack of clarity makes the law ineffective in the practice and fails to adequately protect victims of sexual harassments or to enable effective prosecution. So, as someone who was once a law student, there are many court precedents on sexual offense that were applied in the past cases that are outdated. For example, in the distinction between the offenses of rape and indecent acts that depend on whether the offender intended to commit sexual penetration or not. Now, if we classify the sexual offenses into 3 categories in order to severity, they consist of rape, indecent acts, and sexual harassment. And when we consider it together with the fact that this is the first time that we have a legal definition and a specific offense of sexual harassment, which covers any act that does not amount to an indecent act. Such conduct includes physical actions, verbal acts, stalking, or any other means, whether occurring in public or online. This definition therefore operates as a newly established safeguard which is designed to address sexual offenses as comprehensively as possible. So in my opinion, this definitely represents a significant advancement in Thai law.
Thank you. Now, we live and work in and around area, perhaps, for, socialize, etc. You and I will both have seen how everybody acts. You can only walk down some in Pattaya, in the famous, and you will be, as a man, you're grabbed by a lady. You'd be grabbed in the bum, or they go for something else, and vice versa. Men will do that to some of the girls that are in the service industry. How will this law affect, technically, if a lady grabbed me and I didn't want it, or if I grabbed a lady in that situation? This law is going to encompass that as sexual acts and harassment. Yes. So in effect, people going about their daily lives, we can be offended as tourists, expats and people living here where we're grabbed and unwantedly. If they take offense, they can prosecute. Many things are changing. I can't see how the landscape in Thailand is going to change yet. These new laws are just coming into force. Will it change the interactions between entertainment venues and the industry, publicly or privately? It's open to interpretation. This could have a severe impact on many people, or many people may just dismiss and get on with their daily lives. But at the end of the day, these rules are here and they're in force. And I think especially the first few months is going to gain notoriety, and there are going to be allegations.
Stop it right there. I'll stop it and end it right there. Hopefully, yeah. So what my two questions is, and to you, DJ, I don't know, you're there already. Do you think this is a hustle game to make money, or is it something they're really going to implement? So those are the two things I wonder, because how can you kill a game? Because the whole thing about Pattaya, and I'm talking about Pattaya, and even some of the other cities there as well, they have streets and areas like that where the women come after you. So what is a ninja supposed to do? Even if you're a YN, even if you're a young nigga, it's hard to pull back on something like that. So I don't know, man. I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know the reason why they're doing it. Like I say, I don't know if it's a hustle game. So it could be a very great line, and we just have to wait back. But I hate to see anybody, including myself or anybody else, roll up on the set and get caught up in that bullshit, because they got these laws. So I don't know what they're trying to do. This shit sound like the Matrix. It sounds like over here, but yet and still they're in a situation where they make money doing that shit. So I don't know how they're going to change that game. So this is going to be interesting. I just say, guys, walk careful. Do what you do. Do what you do do no more than what you would do in the United States over there. And use your street sense. Use the best of your street sense when you're over there dealing with these chicks, man. You know what I'm saying? But they are fine too. They are really, really fine, and and they about that bread too. So but so it is what it is. But anyway, that's what I wanted to play on that. And with being said that, I got one more segment before we close this live stream. We're going to talk about what's going on. We're going to flip the screen to the Philippines, where I have more familiarity with. And the topic we're going to talk about there is Pro Traveler. Pro Traveler from Dumaguete case. Once again, we're talking about sex exploitation and child kids and all that shit, and niggas getting caught up. And this YouTuber over there, white guy from Estonia, is in a hot mess. And we're going to cover a developing story out of Dumaguete City, where Estonia National is known online as pro-life traveler. That's what he calls himself. Goofy motherfucker, if you ask me. But he owned them chicks. And his channel is over 100,000 subscribers. He blew up. He's making money. He's making dollars. And he's on that type of YouTube where you walk and you in the community and you meet people. He roll like that. You know, where you got the camera in front of people's face. Now, I personally, as a content creator, even in the Philippines, I will continue to do live streams. And if I go on a trip, I go on a trip. I'm not going to be the type of content creator where I'm walking around and sticking cameras in every damn body's face. I think you're setting yourself up for failure when you do that. But he is doing that shit and been doing it. And like I say, he refers himself as pro-traveler, pro-life traveler, also refer himself as pro-traveler, and is facing some serious allegations that are now under judicial review. These allegations are not convictions. They're not. And we're going to let the reporting in the courts speak for themselves. But I'm going to play a couple of clips from the Dumaguete Daily News, and we're going to react in real time. So I just want you to see what's going on in the field. You know what I'm saying? So I will share screen again. I hope I don't have the problems I had before. This won't be as long, but it is what it is. Let's see what we got here, guys. Hold on. Let's try it again. Share screen. And let's see what we got here. Which one do we want to do? Okay. Is it this one? Nope. Sorry, guys. That ain't it. Nope. Where are we at here? No. Let's take this one down so that it make it easier since we're done with that. And let's see. Okay, this is one. Okay. Well, that should be easy for me to see. Yeah, here we are. Okay. Oh no, that ain't it at all. Where is it? Should be here somewhere. Oh, there we go. All right. This is what I want to check out here for you guys. Hopefully it comes up. There we go. It's gonna be hard to read, so I'm gonna read it because y'all probably can't see that. But it says what this says is an Estonia national faces child. I don't know if I can make it bigger, guys. I don't think I can. Let me see. Faces child abuse allegations in Dumaguete court. The Estonian national identified himself as Slim Rasapu. I know I'm botching his name up. Also known online as Traveler, is expected to appear before the Dumaguete court in connection with the allegations of child abuse and exploitation. It says authorities confirmed that the case stems from complaints, and then call them out, and online material that allegedly shows inappropriate actions with minors in several areas of Negros Oriental, including Dumaguete, Valencia, and nearby communities. The matter is now under judicial review, and proceedings will determine the merit of the accusations. According to the complaints submitted, the authorities The authorities, the suspect allegedly targeted impoverished communities where he was seen interacting with minors while offending or offering money, food, and other items. Reports claim that some of his publicly uploaded videos contain behavior described as inappropriate, exploitative, raising concerns among viewers and child protection advocates. These materials were cited as part of the evidence reviewed during the filings of the case, though investigators emphasize that all claims remain allegations until proven in court. So that's the deal with him. I'm not going to read all this because you guys can do your own research on that, but I will. So I will stop sharing that, and I will bring this down. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I will bring that down and hopefully bring this back up. Yeah, bring this back up. And this back up, hopefully. And I'm going to play if I can, present one more. This right here. Now, here is where they raided his house, or the immigration came to his home to fuck with him and arrest him. Roll the clip.
Okay, so dito na natin here to serve the warrant to search, seize and examine computer data. Yo, Sir Rosipo. Yes, sir, we are here to implement this warrant to search, seize violation of RA 9995 anti-photon terrorism. Yes, all computer devices. CN Rosipo.
National Police Anti-Cyber Crime Group Island Region gayon search warrant ng bigitan sa gitawag nga Anti-Photo and Video Voyeurism Act, Republic Act 995 or 9995 nga balaod nga nagpenalize sa walay pagtugot, pagkuha o picture, pag-share, pag-distribute sa usa ka intimate nga pag-record video, especially makita ang bado para sa lawas ni ilabi on doing sexual acts without consent. Sumala pa sa Pangulo sa Anti-Cybercrime Unit sa Kapulisan sa Captain Gaudios
Recorded nga mga storage devices.
also recover check nga.
So para nga ito nakita possible nga nag-contain mga device. So, dili ra storage.
The stage. Guys. Can I get back to the stage? Can I make it bigger? Okay. Yeah, there we go. All right. So on that deal, I just say, those are avoidable situations. That's mainly for YouTubers that go around and stick cameras in people's face. They already had the law together. As of last year, they had a law where you don't need to put your camera in people's faces. So I think a lot of people are bored about doing that. This guy here, he's known for doing crazy shit. Like, for example, he would have his mixed kid Filipino baby on a motorcycle without helmets, just riding loosely, like a loose baby on a motorbike, looking really, really shitty to the Filipino people, and just doing a lot of damn tricky shit and shit that, a suspect shit, in the eyes of Filipino people, So, and that was embarrassing to Filipino people, and I think maybe somebody just called him out. But yeah, a lot of the subscribers made a lot of money, but you just can't. Once again, I think I don't know how to say this, man. And I hope I don't offend nobody, but I don't see that from the brothers. Because brothers know how to act, because we learn how to act when we in our own United States. Because if we do dumb shit here, we get arrested. We quick to get arrested quicker than anybody else here. So if we go overseas, we know damn well we know how to act over there, because we know how to act over here in order to stay out of jail and keep getting killed. Because brothers who don't know how to act over here, they die at 21, 25, and 30. So if you know how to act and carry yourself in the United States, you should know how to carry yourself across seas, and most black men know that, especially black men with sense and means. You got too much to lose. But some of these foreigners, Indians, Estonian guys, some of them, and others, go over there and act the damn fool and show their ass. And as far as these white guys being entitled, time out for their ass. Hopefully these Filipino women wake up and realize that they don't have to date these fucking racists in order to make it in life. So guys, I appreciate everyone who stayed and locked in for this conversation. There are a few comments that are on here that I didn't put on there. I guess it could have been a lot of them. I hope I didn't miss anybody. DJ says, I taught DJ Takata how to mix, where she even knows where she is at. Oh, is that? I don't know. Where she at Europe, and these men are haters. You can explain that one. You said they think, DJ said they think those women are for them, and the ish he's talking about is for YTs. Yep, you're right. YTs be acting stupid. She's when they see me squared away black man, they be hot, calling me Yank. I don't know what Yank means, but I got a feeling. And call my Slimmy, Limmy and bounce. Yeah, she probably got that body, brother. They jealous, man. And they want those Indians and Arabs out of there. They do. They fucking the game up, man. They fucking the game up big time, man. That's the ones that doing all the damn bad work up in there, in Thailand anyway. They know the difference between Black American and Black American Africans. Trust me, they do. That's the first thing that my woman told me when we started dating within, and we only LDR still. But she said to me, she said, I know you are Black American. I mean, you know, shit, it's the way I carry myself. It's the way I do. It's how I roll. That's how I move. You know the damn difference. It ain't even no damn question. Original Man says, watch how they try to connect him with the passport. You're right. You're right. You're right, O. They always do. I hope they don't, but they might try that shit. Anything negative, they connect to the passport, bro. But guess what? It's up to you, and it's up to you and me to push back on that shit as much as possible, as long as you can, to make that shit be a difference. You too, DJ, and Josh, and all of you guys. Y'all got to let people know the difference between passport bros and passport pookies. I got 3 kids from a Panay. She's pretty much American Bay Area, making $200K. We was good, but she wanted me to be a lap dog when I up my finances to 170. I bounced, and we cool though. You like this? What's up? DJ says finally, he says, check out my Laura and my son. Lauren Ron, my son. Okay. And then lastly, he says that he was on the Peter Scully life in prison for him. Okay. Yeah. And last comment right there is, hate to say it, if I could pay his way out, he would be good. This ain't nothing new to them Pinoys. An Original Man comes back and says, notice how brothers are not going over there committing these type of crimes. You're right. They don't do shit like that. We don't do shit like that. So, guys, I appreciate everything. I appreciate everyone who stayed again and who stayed locked in for this conversation. These were some hard discussions we had, some things we played that wasn't all pleasant. And as always, always think critically, protect your peace, and don't let anyone rewrite your worth. I see you guys Thursday for another live stream, and y'all keep the same, and y'all keep the same energy and the same time. Y'all stay sharp, and your boy Vicky's out. I'll holler at you later, pimp. Yay. Get it.